Hey everybody, got another video for you. This one we're going to show you how to install WordPress on a domain name that you bought at GoDaddy.com. So we'll involve some pointing of DNS and being able to get everything to show correctly. So we'll go ahead and close that out, and when it does, oh no, don't save it. So here are all my accounts, and my screens are all open here ready for you guys. First thing we'll go ahead and start with is our HostGator information. So when you sign up for an account with HostGator, they actually email you all of the login credentials for your account. So I've got that copied to a notepad off here to the side. I grabbed them out of my email, and that's again initially when you sign up. So I've got everything I need. I've got my IP address, I've got my name servers, and all this other information, and you'll find out what that is in just a few minutes. So what we'll want to do with our HostGator account open here, we've got our domain over at GoDaddy, but remember we're going to set up hosting right here at HostGator today. So whoops, we're going to want to go into not file manager, but we want to go ahead and go to your add-on domains, and I guess HostGator works off of the same pop-up. You'll see this screen will change over, so it's a little slow. So the domain name that we want to go ahead and add is weconnectwebsites.com, and the second and third boxes are gone ahead and populated for you, and we need a password, so let's just go ahead and keep it cohesive. We'll use this password here. So it's given, I'm just checking to make sure that that's given us a folder name here, public_HTML weconnectwebsites.com. That's okay. That's okay. Password's alright. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add that domain. Great. So there you have it. We've successfully added that domain, and that's going to process there. You get the go back button. We'll go back. We actually want to go home up here in the upper left. That'll take us back to our cPanel, and then I don't know what that was, but we want to get started with WordPress today. We want to WordPress is a web software, beautiful website or blog. We want to continue because that's what we want. So you can see I lost my developer is there, but also We Connect Websites is there. You can opt to put it in a folder, but I don't do that. I always install it directly on the domain, but depending on what you want to do, you may want to put a folder on it. Admin email. Whoops. We are going to use contact at weconnectwebsites.com, blog title. GoDaddy domain using HostGator Hosting, because that's what we're doing. We're going to keep the username, we'll keep it We Connect Websites. And first name is Joe, J-O-E, and we're going to call me Smith. Install. Congratulations, that was installed. So I'm going to open up an additional notepad here just to keep things a little bit clean for you. I will need some of this information. And in this instance, I don't care if anybody sees my passwords or anything. This is all made up stuff that's going to go away very soon anyway. And so, as I've done in previous videos, this is information about the WP Super Cache that HostGator puts on their servers. And talking about enabling upgrades and things like that. And so we'll go ahead and just take that, paste it down there just so we have it in case. And they give you the WP-Admin. WP-Admin is actually a forward. I would rather use WP Login. And well, I'll show you that here. So WeConnectWebsites.com. We'll see if this is propagated, which it shouldn't. Doesn't look like it's resolving. Check what's my DNS.net, and that's okay because right now I'm sure that our zone file is pretty whacked out, because remember, we may have put WordPress on the server here at HostGator, but over here at GoDaddy it doesn't know where my information is, so or my website actually is. So right now we're going to go into the part at GoDaddy where we need to point our domain. So here we are in our, that was our My Account screen right there before, and now we're in the domain screen. We go in there and we're going to want to change these things called name servers, and we're going to use these custom name servers. And then we're going to copy these that were given to us by HostGator. Put one there. And the second one is 2, 2. And you can see there I just changed it, rather than copy and pasting it again, just changed it to a 2. 1 and 2. Alright. We just click OK and save that. Request has been submitted. That's great. So we refresh the screen a couple times, hopefully that'll work. We can also edit our IP address in our zone file. There's our new name servers in HostGator, and there's our HostGator IP. And the @ symbol always points to where the IP address where your website is at. So that should be it for GoDaddy. And now if we go to back to what's my DNS.net, and we take weconnectwebsites.com, we can see that it's now pointing to our 153, which matches our HostGator IP. So that happened pretty fast. Well, this page is just lagging over here. So it doesn't seem to be showing in my browser just yet, but now we've got some kind of change here. Looks like we got propagation going on right now. Yeah, because you can see we've got two different pages. Refresh that again. Now we've got a HostGator holding page. Refresh that again. So looks like everything is on its way through, working its way with the DNS. Let's go back to our HostGator screen. Just check on our domains. Just going into our add-on domains here. And there is an error. Instead of putting websites, I put website. And that is the wrong information. So there we go. We've just added the domain name, and now this time we've done it correctly. I've done it correctly. So in this case, you may be wondering, what do? We installed WordPress on the wrong domain name. You know, where do we go from here? Well, it's not really a big deal because we just got started installing WordPress. So it's really no big deal. We can just go back to our WordPress installer and we connect websites, admin email, and there you go. WordPress is reinstalled. So took about 45 seconds for that error. No big deal at all. Just recopy that information, paste it in there, and we're good to go. So now we can go up here, since we have that extra installation, we can go to Manage Installations. We connect websites. Website, that's wrong. See, that's not working. So, bam. X, uninstall, we'll just get rid of that. See if we can open this one. What is this one doing? We Connect Websites, the real website. Still looks like we've got HostGator DNS. Let's check it in our private browser. Yep, still looks like we have HostGator DNS. Or a holding page rather, sorry. Alright, so that's our information there. Now our new WordPress is all installed, and you've learned also how to add an additional add-on domain through HostGator. Install, uninstall WordPress. We've gone through that. Learned how to do add-on domains and all of that. So thanks for tuning in. I'm trying to hold out till this propagates. I was hoping we'd be able to see a WordPress website, but looks like the internet may or may not cooperate. Uh-oh. Maybe I sent too many requests. Propagation. So there you have it firsthand. That's what propagation looks like. You'll get a lot of weird behavior, different screens, different errors popping up. So while that's finishing up and we want to see that, we'll talk about this interface here. It's a little different from the initial HostGator control panel here with all of these buttons. This one is actually what's called a classic cPanel that you'd have with most hosting providers. Things like add-on domains here, adding subdomains, park domains, any redirects, redirecting your information, phpMyAdmin and mySQL information. HostGator's opens a little bit strange. With theirs, you click on this button like phpMyAdmin, it doesn't let you see your databases as you've seen in other videos. You have to take this piece of right here of the URL, and we'll open up a private browsing tab. You go to your cPanel login, and then you use the credentials that they sent to you in your email, not your database credentials, to log in. So HostGator is a little bit different in their configuration, but then that actually takes you to your login, and here are my WordPress installs. Now WRDP1 here, this is the one for, well, we can take a look at what domain it's for ilostmydeveloper.com, and then the number 3 here is for the WeConnectWebsites.com. So you can see I've got 2 separate installs here, 2 separate databases for my 2 separate websites. So there's all my phpMyAdmin information, and then using again the information that HostGator sent, I have my password already copied to my clipboard there, and then my username and then my IP. Again, you can use that FTP dot and then your domain name, but I just prefer to use the IP because I know what it is. And then you can see we've got WeConnect website. So even though we uninstalled that WordPress, the folder is still here on our server. And if we open that, there's nothing in it because we haven't removed it as an add-on domain, but we did remove WordPress. So I'll show you how to remove that as an add-on domain as well. We've got the WeConnect websites, which has a install of WordPress. You can see that from there to there. But also what's here is all around here. You see the WeConnect website and WeConnect websites, but then you see WPAdmin, WP content, WP includes. That means all of this information that installed on the domain name for this database here, which is ilostmydeveloper.com, all of those WordPress files that are associated are in this database, or are with that database in these files here. So if we wanted to look at our WP config, for instance, and this is in the public underscore HTML, your root, you've got WP config information, and you've got your database name there, and then there's our database password. We're using localhost. So there's a little bit of information as well about how to figure out, what database you're using, and information about the database, username, password, all on HostGator. Logging into phpMyAdmin, that's an odd way that they do that. So we'll go ahead and since I've shown you all the information about connecting the domain name and pointing the DNS and where to get all of your phpMyAdmin and login credentials and all of that information, I'll go ahead and pause it here, and I will follow up with how to move these WordPress installs around. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.